everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have a level 2 lower body strength workout. So you will need some weights for today. I'm going to use my probably 8 and 10 pound weights. I've included both a warm-up and a cool down. Hopefully you've already done the level 1 workout, and those exercises you're ready to progress, so they feel more comfortable for you. And there is also a level 3 workout that you can build towards after you complete this one. So we're going to start with our warm-up here, and our first exercise is going to be high knee pulls. We're going to do all of our warm-up moves for 30 seconds each before we get started into the meat of the workout. So high knee pulls, we're just going to raise up those arms and pull down. So we have about 6 or 7 warm-up exercises. Next up, we're going to be doing hamstring curls. And as I said, we're doing these all for 30 seconds a piece just to get our body warmed up. So we can move into those hamstring curls now. I'm choosing to move my arms as well because they are going to be holding weights, which means that while they're not the focus of today's workout, they are certainly going to be doing some work. So always a good idea to get them a little bit warmed up. Just a few more seconds here. We don't need to move really fast, we just want to get some range of motion here. Okay, we're going to do some alternating side leg raises. So one side and then the other. Get that core warmed up while we're doing this because it's going to be supporting us for a lot of knee raises, a lot of standing tall. Just a few more seconds here. And we're going to move into some toe touch jacks. You can do them either high impact or low. So a low impact would just be like this. Okay? And that's fine. But if you want, you can certainly jump it in. Excellent. Now we're just going to do some hip rotations on the left side, so out and in. You can tap that toe down in between if you'd like. We are going to do the right side next, so if you're on a different side than me, it doesn't matter. Just a couple more seconds and we'll switch sides. Okay, so then switch to the other side. And then we just have one more warm-up exercise after this. And again, we're really working our core here for our balance and stability to stay upright. So make sure that belly button is sucked to the spine. And then we're just going to finish with some toy soldier kicks here. Warm up through those hamstrings. Again, our back is getting a little bit of a warm up here. We're warming up through the torso a little bit as we twist. Just a few more seconds here and then we'll get ready. Excellent. So I'm just going to straighten my mat here. It's gone a little askew. You can grab your weights. We're going to start with a squat and a knee. So we're going to do a bit of a weight transfer here. So I'm going to put my weights up on my shoulders and squat down, and as I come up, I raise the knee. So you can do this as, squat and then knee. But if you're really looking to up it, level it up, then you want to do the weight transfer into the opposite leg and do it as one fluid motion. It's a lot harder and it's a lot more challenging on our balance. So if you need to just come fully standing and then raise the knee, that's fine too. And then you can progress to that fluid motion. It's a subtle difference, but it is a difference. Excellent. So we have a 15-second rest here, and we're going to do a reverse lunge. So in level 1, we just held the static lunge with some, like it was a stationary lunge. We weren't stepping back into it, but today we're going to step back into it. So we're going to step all the way back and then up to standing, rather than just holding it in a more stationary position. Level 3 will add even more to this. So just come up and tap that toe. And again, your weights could be up on your shoulder if you wanted them to, like we did with the squats. Just a few more seconds here, and then we'll have another 15-second rest. And then we'll do this on the other side of the body. Okay, I guess I could have fit one more in. I was being lazy. So now we're going to switch and we're going to do the same thing on the right side. And I should have mentioned, we're doing all of these exercises for 45 seconds each with a 15-second break. So step back other leg. And I will try not to be lazy for the rest of the video. That was terrible of me. But everybody has a lazy moment, right? The point is that you get back at it. It's like those days where you know that you feel better if you do something every day, even on the days that you don't feel like it. You know, as long as you're not sick. You know, you don't have a ton of energy, so you come and you do a stretching workout or something down on the mat, and you always feel so much better after. But sometimes you're just like, no way, not. I'm cranky, I'm not going to do it, and you don't. And that's not the problem. The problem isn't that you don't. The problem is that if you don't every day. So we have another rest here. So it's all about getting back and continuing. So I had a lazy moment, but I'm not going to stop the workout just because I had a lazy moment, right? I'm going to keep going. So we're going to do a side lunge to the left and come back up to standing. So again, in level 1, we didn't push off and come straight back up to standing, right? We just went like this. So for level 2, we're really coming all the way back up, which is going to get our heart rate up a fair bit more. And of course, we will do this on the other side. So if you're on the opposite leg as me, really doesn't matter. I always make sure to do both sides of the body without you having to like repeat the whole video. I have never understood that when you go and you get a workout video. Okay, have your rest. We're going to do the other side. And they do everything on one side of the body, and then they say, don't forget to play the video again so that you can do the other side. And I think, but I just got to the end of the video. The last thing I want to do is start it over. So it's something I said I would never do. If the video's not actually over, if you haven't actually finished the workout, then you have to keep going. That'd be like me just coming on here and saying, okay, I think you should do some, dumbbell curls and some tricep extensions and some squats, and I'm just going to sit here and watch you. It's not very motivating. Well, at least it isn't for me. Maybe it is for you. It's not for, I need more motivation than that. Maybe you guys don't, and you're stronger than me. Okay, another 15-second rest, and here we're going to do a sumo squat, and we're going to drag that leg in. So we're going to come up to standing. So I'm going to step off my mat. I can't drag my foot on my mat. So we go down to a sumo squat and drag that leg in, and then sumo. And the drag is really going to work those inner thighs. And again, make sure that that core is pulled in, that navel is pulled toward the spine. That's what I mean by that. That pelvic floor is pulled up like you're trying to get an elevator to go up inside. And then, so while the sumo squat does work the inner thigh, coming up and dragging that leg in, all that resistance, it's really good for those inner thigh muscles, which are smaller and harder to work. Excellent. Now we're going to do a bridge. And level 1, we did a bridge with no weights. But now in level 2, we're going to add our weights. So you can just come down to line, put those weights on your hip bones, and just push up and down. So I have my weights standing. You can rest them flat. It's however it feels comfortable for you. If both weights are too much, you can put one aside and just put one weight on and work up to 2 weights. Remember to keep that pelvis tucked so that your back isn't arching when you do this move. Really squeeze those glutes when you go up. Get them engaged. This is an excellent glute exercise for those of you who want rounder, firmer bottoms. Excellent. And now we're going to do a pelvic lift. So actually I am going to do one weight simply because they can fall. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push up into a tabletop and then back down. And so we did this in level 1, but we did it without any weight at all. So I'm not really working my triceps here. I mean, yes, they are getting some work, but that's not what the focus is. The focus is on squeezing those butt cheeks, squeezing your buttocks as you come up, like really squeezing them. And so you're working the hamstrings and the glutes as you do this exercise. We're getting nearer to the end here. There's a few more, but we are definitely well past halfway. Excellent. So next we're going to do a squat hold, which we did in level 1, no weight at all. But now we're going to do the same static squat, but we're going to hold the weights. So it's going to be more painful. Okay, so I put them up on my shoulder and you just get down nice and low, sit back on those heels, and we just hold. And the heat just builds. And you'll notice I'm slightly rocking side to side. That sort of helps transfer the weight a little bit, but really just sort of holding. I should try to hold still. I'll make sure that pelvis is tilted under a little bit, that those glutes are really squeezed. They're getting a lot of work here, as are the quads. And the hamstrings, actually, they're all getting, it's really hard for our muscles to just hold. It really burns them out. Excellent. So, whew, my heart rate is definitely up a bit. We're going to do calf raises next. So, in level 1, we did it without any weight. Now in level 2, we're going to keep holding onto our weights. We're just going to roll up on those toes and come down. So we're still getting that core stability that you always do with calf raises, but now we've added some extra weight to it. So it's just a little bit extra work for those calves. Like I said, we're nearly there. There's not a lot of exercises left before we move on to the cool down. In fact, the cool down is coming very soon. Okay, now we're going to do a deadlift. We did deadlifts in level 1, but we did them 2-legged. Then we're going to do an alternating single leg deadlift, which is a large balance challenge. So I go very slow. Right? So we go down, and raise that leg behind, and then up. Switch legs. It helps if you find a spot to sort of focus on so that your gaze isn't bouncing all over. So I pick a spot just beyond the top of my mat. And I sort of keep my eyes focused there. And I have my core nice and pulled in so that it is working. It is helping my balance. If your core is not pulled in, it's you're going to have a lot harder time with this move. But it is very good. Okay, excellent. And next up we are going to do a pistol squat, which we did do in level 1 as well, but we did it without any weight at all, and today we're keeping our weights. So I like to pull them in the center, and we're just going to alternate, so step back, and then come up to standing. And this one is our last move. Last move for today before we start into our cool down. Thank goodness. I feel ready for a cool down. I didn't realize I wasn't feeling very motivated today. But that's okay, because I do feel better having done it. Okay, so we're going to put these weights down. And we're going to start with a quad stretch. Doesn't matter which leg, we'll do both legs. So pull the leg up behind you, knee pointing straight down at the floor. I can't look at you because I'm looking at one spot on the floor to keep my balance. I know a lot of people like to touch sort of their belly button, their navel, and that really helps to keep your balance too. Really give that quad a nice stretch. So today we're going to switch to the other side. So today we really worked, the quads got a good amount of work. They definitely did. The hamstrings got a good amount of work. The glutes got a lot of work today. So sort of a nice well-rounded, even sort of where the lower back meets the glutes. So like the upper portion of the glute, I know you can't sort of separate it. It's like upper abs and lower abs. They're all connected. But, okay, and now we're going to do a hamstring stretch. Doesn't matter which side, so leg in front, lean back. If you want it deeper, you can pull up that toe and get into the calf as well as the hamstring. But that deadlift works sort of like the upper, where the back and the glutes, it really works that area. So we got that as well. We got inner thighs. And then we're going to switch and do this on the other side. Just a few more seconds here, and then we're going to switch off. We're going to do a hip flexor stretch on both sides. You can always feel free to hold these stretches for longer. So with a hip flexor stretch, you step back, and then you take that whole pelvic girdle and you roll it under, and you feel a nice stretch in the front of the leg up high, where it meets in with the hip and the groin. And get those hip flexors that are tight on pretty much everybody. Even if you stretch them, they still get tight. They get tight quickly. Switch sides. And again, roll that pelvis through. They get tight quickly because when we sit, they shorten. So when we stand, they're nice and lengthened, but when we sit, our body bends, and so the hip flexor right in here gets shorter, 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 and we tend to sit a lot because we do a lot of activities in that position. We'll come down to a butterfly stretch. I mean, if you think about it, it's not just sitting down to watch TV. It's also sitting down whenever you're eating your meals, your breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's sitting down when you're driving your car. It's sitting down when you're at your computer. A lot of the activities we do in a day, we do sitting. So we're in that position a lot, which is where they say, you know, sitting is the new, something like sitting is the new cancer. Just means we need to get up and move a little bit. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you liked this workout. Now that you've mastered level 1, keep working through level 2 and then check out level 3. I will try very hard to remember to put them in the description below so that they're easy to find for you. Thanks very much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great day.